Morning, ladies and gentlemen. And first of all, I'd like to thank you all for coming and attending our special Battle of Britain's 70th anniversary commemoration. As you know, this year is a very special year. Not only we commemorated the Battle of Britain, but also the Dunkirk veterans as well. And I'm pleased to say today we've got some of our RAF veterans, Royal Navy veterans, and also Land Army girls who served our country during World War II. We've got with us Mr. Charles Jackson, who was in the Royal Navy. We've got June Winter, who was in the Land Army. Mary Meadows, Land Army. We've got Jim McGillvray, who served in Bomber Command. Mr. Stan Reynolds, RAF Regiment. We've got Ron Bayford, I think, Ron Bayford, who served also in the RF Commando Unit. We've got Lawrence Godfrey, so many of them. Lawrence Godfrey, Bomber Command. We've got Wing Commander Peter Ayerst, who was in RAF Fighter Command and is credited with shooting down the first Messerschmitt of the war during the Battle of France. We've got Squadron Leader Ian Blair, who flew Spitfires, previously flew Blenheims. We've got William Bird of 229 Squadron, who's ground crew. So I think you can all put your hands together and show your appreciation for what they did for this country.
It gives me great pleasure to be here. I am aware of the action during the war. In fact, relatives of mine were killed, and I have to say there's a picture of an uncle of mine in there who was Squadron Leader Main that flew from Hornchurch with the Spitfires. So this is something very special to me, and I would like to say to all the people here, it's a pleasure to see you and to meet you and to talk with you. And I'm sure this borough can be extremely proud to know that we have this. And I also think the Heritage Centre is something very special. I've been here several times before, and to see everyone here celebrating this marvellous occasion is tremendous. So I thank you all very much. Thank you.
Here 2 years ago when Bomber Command were collecting money for the memorial. How things are going?
Well, very well. We've got over £2 million so far, and it's going to be in Green Park, opposite the RAF Officers Club, and it's going to be 7 bronze air crew. Very tall apparently. It's going to be very, very impressive.
You must be delighted because it's been quite a campaign, hasn't it?
Oh yes, yes. We didn't get any help from the government. Note that, no help from the government and nothing from the lottery. And we've been out all with Wyvale Garden Centres signing books and papers, and we've been all over the country doing that.
And events like today?
Yes, yes.
Proud but also poignant.
Pardon?
You must be proud but also quite poignant.
Oh, it is, yes. And through that, all them events, I've had my photograph in every newspaper practically. And I've also been in the Battle of Britain Lancaster twice in the last fortnight.
Became an air gunner early on, 1936. Then went overseas in 1938 in the squadron. And got involved in the war when it arrived in the Middle East, 1940. Did a tour on Blenheims as an air gunner, observer, navigator, bomb aimer, you name it, I did it all. And then went on a flying course, came home in 1941, went to Fighter Command. Spent from 1941 to D-Day with the fighter squadron.
You have a lot of medals.
Well, that's only because I was in different places at the appropriate time, that's all. But,
is there one medal you're particularly proud of?
Well, obviously, a distinguished flying medal. They don't hang on the trees. They're very hard. Well, you can't. There's no longer a distinguished flying medal awarded.
And what specifically did you get the DFM for?
Well, it's a long story, but I was on an operation where the pilot was killed, and in a Blenheim aircraft, the navigator bomb aimer was up the front with the pilot. So we had to take evasive action, and I flew the aircraft back to base, which was about an hour and 3/4 flying time. put it down on in the desert quite well. And then I went, was selected to go on a flying course.
It's a remarkable story.
It is.
It's became quite a famous story actually. It's well written up, pretty well. They made one of the official photograph after the event was made into a Cheale stock poster, which you may or may not have seen, but only recently. I'm talking about the last 6 months. One of the posters, which is a miniature, the official Ministry of Information point, was sold for 25,000 quid. So I'm taking orders.
Other than that, I've done 32 operational trips, and we was attacked about 7 times by fighters, and the 2 gunners shot 2 down and 2 probables. So out of the 7 times, I was lucky we're still here.
The moment you take off and you're flying across the channel or wherever, what's the moment like when you see the enemy?
Well, first thing you see the searchlights, then you see the bursting light, and one of my jobs was to throw that window out, window, strips of silver paper, which upset their radar, and then if it was a clear moonlight night, you'd expect to see quite a few fighters about, I suppose we're lucky to get away with it, something like that, there you go.
And can you remember all the operations?
Do I remember them all?
You remember them all?
Oh yeah, you do. I've got my logbook still, and still look through that. And I was on Halifax Mark 7, which was similar to the Lanc. The main force, we was out with the Lancasters, the Lancaster was built for also it carried the 10,000 pound and then the bouncing bomb as well, didn't it? But as good as the Lancaster, I think.